Hello and welcome to Brandix Reviews. You may have seen a video that I did a few weeks ago where I was talking about the upcoming release of Tunnel of Fear on DVD. Well, it got released today, which is Monday, April the 9th. And basically, the thing only got released on DVD only, which is fine. The box set that came out previously, which I've spoken about, there's a couple of different versions of this, but this is pretty much the entire collection, or at least it was until this episode came out of the woodwork, which is really good. Back in 2016, well, it got a home video release today, so us long-time Avengers fans got to finally see this. Now, there's still plenty of episodes out there that are missing, and to be quite realistic, it doesn't look like we're ever going to get all of them. I think we were quite lucky to get this one. I mean, it took 55 years for this to be unearthed, so God knows what else is out there, if anything. So, but, you know, keep the faith. So let's talk about the actual DVD itself. Now, I've spoken about the episode and the plot synopsis of this in a previous video. You can see that on the channel, so I won't really focus on that. I have just watched this, though. I mean, that previous video, I was kind of reading what the synopsis was, but having watched the episode, it's a really good, solid episode, and it's got a really good ending as well, like a really good bit with Patrick McNee as well as Steed, where he's like really sort of heroic in a way that the character was kind of established as being throughout the television show. But you can also see from this as well why Ian Hendry here went on to have a decent film career, quite well known. I was talking to somebody today who's in his 50s about this, and he's not a massive fan of the TV show, but he knew exactly who Ian Hendry was. I mean, on the other hand, I'm quite young, you know, I'd never heard of him until I came across the fact that he was in this TV series. But you can really see why he went on to have a film career, because he was really good in this. And it's, like I say, it's a shame that there's no more episodes of these that you can get other than what's on here and some of the earlier episodes that are contained in this box set. But anyway, like I say, going back to the DVD, let's look at the content of the DVD itself and the extra features. Okay, so onto the actual DVD itself. The actual episode is about 52 minutes long. The extra features are really nice on this, as you can see. We've got a few interviews here. So this UTV interview with Ian Hendry from 1962, so he'd already left the series at this point. And that video is only a few minutes long, about 3 minutes long. There's one with Patrick McNee, which is about the same thing, but that was filmed in 1964, so it was already well underway with the Honor Blackman episodes by then, and she was pretty much leaving the series by that point from memory. I think 1964 was when Goldfinger came out, which she was in, so that was around about that time. And again, that interview is about 3 or 4 minutes, something like that. There's an interview with a guy called John Dorney about the episode, the audio projects that they've done with regards to recreating the episodes as audio books, kind of radio plays kind of things. And he's talking about that. Now, these were done a while ago, and you do actually get the Tunnel of Fear audio reconstruction, which was done before they actually found this episode, so it's quite interesting to compare the two. Now, the audio reconstruction is made by Big Finish, is about the same length as the episodes. It's quite interesting, like I say, to compare them. There are some pretty big differences, and in the interview it goes on to talk about why those differences are there, and it's really interesting anyway. Now, the Series 1 episode reconstructions, if you've got the big box set on DVD, there are some reconstructions on those earlier discs where it basically shows you some photographs and there's a bit of a narration talking about what the plot synopsis was. There's a few of those on here, and they kind of vary in length. Like this first one, Hot Snow, is about 25 minutes long. Toy Trap is 15 minutes long, for example. So quite interesting. But yes, the extra features are really nice on this anyway, so that's pretty much all I've got to show you on there anyway. So that's the DVD itself. And now let's look physically at what you get with the thing as well. Now the actual box on the thing comes in a slipcase, as you can see here, so that's kind of the design of the thing. I'll just let you have a quick scan over this as well, and focus keeps coming and going, but there you go. The extra features there, as I've just discussed, and some of the technical details there. And then the other side of the slipcase, Let's take this thing out. Now, inside the actual box, we can see some of the things that we physically get here, which are quite nice as well. I've got this 64-page booklet, which I'll come back to. There's a couple of leaflets in here that are of interest as well. So you can see here, that's just advertising these audio CDs. And I might actually get them, to be honest, at some point. I'm still working my way through the actual series, but I think at some stage I will go back and revisit these. And then there's this as well, which isn't really connected to the Avengers. And then the actual disc itself, as you can see here, that's what that looks like. So let's have a look at this 64-page booklet, because this was really quite nice as well. Very heavily illustrated, and there's some really nice stuff in here. I've kind of scanned through. I haven't fully read it yet, because I wanted to get this video out fairly quick. But it's got a foreword by Neil Hendry. And as you can see, they was talking about how when he first met Patrick McNee, it was on the 1978 This Is Your Life episode, which was for Ian Hendry. And you can actually see bits of that on Brand X Reviews. If you go on my channel and have a look in the playlists, there is an Avengers TV series playlist amongst certain others. And there's some quite interesting videos in there that aren't mine, but I've collected them in that playlist. So I recommend you go have a look at that. So having a quick look through here, you can see, like I say, it's very heavily illustrated, and not the entire thing isn't. Obviously, that was a foreword before. It isn't done by written by the same person. You've got various different sections in this book. The photo shoot. Some of these photographs might look familiar actually if you've watched the these earlier episodes. The opening intro. Some of these photographs do seem to be, I think, coming on the next page after this, might look familiar. Obviously they were in the opening intro, but these are the actual photographs that they used for that. So where you can see that's quite interesting. Some promo stuff there as well, and then there's a little bit where they talk about the sort of backstory to the missing episodes and so on and so forth. I believe this is an essay that's from a book actually. A lot of what's written here as well seems to mention that later on. So again, just scanning through the thing. Most of the photographs here are from the episode Tunnel of Fear, so they are actually relevant to the DVD that you're getting. And this is that final scene. You might have seen in my previous video where I talked about this. I did actually show a clip from this episode that was on the Newsnight feature, where it had the explosive, well, allegedly explosive cigarette that Steed has that he uses to threaten these bad guys here. So that was a really good part of the episode, really good ending of the episode there. It kind of goes on. Then we're getting to the end of it now, but obviously that's the actual what they used for the artwork on the DVD as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that was written there. There's some other stuff here as well from the TV Crime Busters Annual 1962. So basic comic strip style thing there. Interesting to go through. And then coming to the end, you've got this kind of centerfold, I suppose. Well, not in the center of the thing, but you get the impression. And a bit of a dedication there to Ian Hendry from Patrick McNee, written in 1976. So really happy with this. I'm absolutely satisfied that this was worth the money, because I've seen some reviews where people are saying, you know, wait till it comes down in price to £4. It's only one episode. This is not just one episode. This is one episode that we weren't really supposed to see in a lot of ways. So I feel blessed that we've been able to actually get this episode. And watching it, it was kind of creepy watching this as well, especially to think that maybe my parents, my grandparents would have been watching this back when it originally aired back in 1961, in the summer of 1961. And little did they know the significance of this, which is quite ironic, because I think when they actually disposed of a lot of these old episodes, which is believed that they were disposed of, they didn't know where this series was going to go, how much of a fan following it was going to have, and that we would have this medium of home videos going forward into the future. So, yeah, it's really kind of creepy watching this and thinking, you know, that's how little it was regarded by the people that made it. So, obviously not these people that made it, but the studio or whatever. So, interesting stuff. Anyway, like I say, Brand X Reviews, you can check out on our channel. There is a playlist of other videos relating to the Avengers that I've collected. Can't take credit for them because it's just a playlist, but if you want to check that out, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, I may be doing future videos relating to the TV series. I haven't actually properly reviewed this box set yet. This is the other box set that you can get on DVD. There are 2 box sets, I believe, actually, for the original series, which are pretty much the same discs. But at least with this version, you get them in this nice book, and it goes all the way up to the Linda Thorson episodes. It doesn't contain the new Avengers. If you want the new Avengers, you have to get this box set here. But that's a separate thing. And of course, if you're really desperate, you can also get the movie. But oh no, we'll get rid of that. Actually, that's not a good idea talking about that. Right, I'll leave it there and say Brand X Reviews. You can follow us on Instagram, on YouTube, obviously, and on Facebook. But for now, I'll leave there and say thank you very much for watching.